Morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday. Everybody should be back from the ads now, so we are going to go ahead and get started. I don't have Steam up to make the Steam controller's mouse behave in a way that I enjoy. I think a lot of people like the trackball feeling. I cannot stand it. I do not understand how people play or just use a trackball mic. Period. It's not for me. It is not for me at all. Steam controller wants me to update it. We're not doing that right now. Sorry about that. Go ahead and switch right over to WoW playing. We will return. We have returned. We're back. Alright, welcome to Wednesday, folks. We are going to continue questing through I almost said Orgrimmar, the Barrens. We might get up to a dungeon run here. Maybe try Ragefire Chasm. I am super hype. I've spent a bunch of time in the last couple of days investigating a van life slash, in my case, schoolie, so converting a bus. Dream that honestly, like, do I want to drive around, especially understanding that, like, you get 6 to 10 miles to the gallon and it's diesel, so it's $7.50 a gallon. No, that's not really my plan, especially because I don't have a form of employment right now that will allow me to pay for that while on the road. So I'm kind of looking at it as like an option for like a tiny home that I could easily move. But I'm very excited. I call my little two-door car, which, to be fair, like that, or not to be fair, like, to be clear, that's what I generally drive right now, is this tiny two-door coupe. It's a 2002 Celica that's black. His name is Zekrom for the black Pokemon, but he's often presented paired with a white Pokemon called Reshiram. And the bus I'm looking at is this, like, 35-foot white bus. It's in really good condition. I wanted one that was like 10 feet shorter, but I'm really excited about this bus. I'm gonna go look at it tomorrow. So even though it's quite large, it's just in such good condition that and the price is right, and it's near me, and I'm just overly excited about it. So anyway, maybe we'll end up with Reshiram the bus. Let's take a look at what we're actually supposed to be doing. I have a quest. They're thinking Ragefire Chasm is starting to be a little bit below me. Okay, I have 2 more of that. This isn't the dungeon, right? Oh, Skull Rock to the east of Orgrimmar. Alright, well, we'll do that. I do know that people die in Skull Rock rather frequently, so we're gonna be careful, but Songbo says she's genuinely concerned about the size. I am too. So my plan is definitely not to get it tomorrow. I want to go and look at it, see if it really is in that good of a condition. And then probably hit your place with the tape measure. For sure. But, I don't know. It feels like it could be right, you know what I mean? But I am also very concerned about the size for 2 reasons. One, so Songvale's place is where I would be able to park it for storage. For 2 reasons. One is putting it in storage at your place. Like, I'm concerned about it fitting. But I'm also concerned about, like, the scope of the project. It's a really big first project. This week I am supposed to do big Taurus energy, so, like, I don't know, maybe that's the blessing, but that could be great for a confidence thing though too, right? Like, I methodically was able to make something amazing at a really large scope. I didn't need to just do a smart, really small project. But I am worried about it. It is definitely a massive scope project. But, yeah. Thinking about how funny it would be if I just, like, brought it to my apartment and just parked it and then was like, oh, I can't move it, so it's just gonna live here forever now. We are going into Skull Rock, the place where many Horde characters die. So that's what we're doing right now. How are you this morning, Songvale, besides being concerned about the size of possible Reshiram? Man, Steam controller WoW is just so ergonomically nice. Really into Steam controller WoW. Songvale says she's not doing well, but she's gonna finish her irritable forum message and then try to stop thinking about multiple reasons to be stressed. Manoon, friend. Alright, we got dead mobs, which means we could end up with respawns if we don't catch up to whoever's killing them, but I just saw somebody's name, so I'm thinking we're gonna be okay. Oh, this guy isn't... Bellweaver Scorn. Is this who we need to kill? I thought you were not feeling well because you were sick, but you got other stuff going on again this morning? Is it just the usual, or is there new things? I do see why this is green. There are several... I don't think I've seen anything in here that hasn't been green or gray. So that makes me feel a little better about what we're doing. Ooh, there's a box here, but that's not what I need. I need a lieutenant that drops... what I need. Songville says she's also sick, but better than yesterday. That's good. Yeah, 16! This is a scary cave. I do feel like we could end up in a bad situation. Songville says, nothing new, but a bunch of people replied to that forum thread you described yesterday, so you feel braver about adding your thoughts also. Did you make your post then, and people, like, supported you? That is good, friend. Maybe you can gain, what am I thinking of? Gain, social clout and credibility by having started that conversation. Fungo says not yet, but what she was considering posting was a reply to a post that someone else started. Oh! Well, I feel... Ooh, that was easy. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Cool. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well, I'm glad I remembered Swiftness Potion. We're getting the hell out of here. We have survived, but only because those were all green and gray. Holy frick. Oh. Oh, I'm so glad that I, like, had everything I needed. That was deeply scary. Whew. Oh boy. Alright, well, we did it. Let's go turn it in. Fongo says she's so glad that happened exactly when it did. Yeah, me too. They all came back at the same time. That was crazy. I bet that's how people die. That they all, like, come back like that. Whew. That was awful. Fungwell says, yeah, she bets it's that exactly. That is the roughest respawn she's ever seen. I wonder if that was a respawn or if I phased. Part of me wonders now if I should, like, flip that and send it to Hardcore Moments. I mean, nothing happened, but, and it was over very quickly. But, you know. Oh, we got a good candidate for a name report here. You wonder sometimes how, like, these things got through the filter the first time. Why not clip? I don't know if it's interesting enough. Nothing happened. I lived. And I also didn't do anything overly cool besides just, like, remember where my swiftness potion was. Sungo says, why not clip? People should know what happens there. Lots of people live in Hardcore Moments. Fair enough. Well, maybe I'll figure out how to clip it. Let's go turn in this quest then to Thrall. I will remember to send my pet in first because there are some high-level mobs that I think it's for, like, the... I forget if it's 0.5 or tier 2. But something like that. There's some kind of armor upgrade quest that sometimes people leave their, like, stealthed level 60s up because they die or just because they run away. And it kills lobies thereafter. Does Charlotte definitely need to still be parked undercover? Or are you doing that because you frequently have stuff that goes in the barn in the back of Charlotte? Songo says Charlotte needs to be undercover whenever it rains significantly. Okay. Which it has been continuing to do at intervals far. Yeah. Yes, I agree. It's been actually kind of nice, though. Alright, Eyes of the Beast. Songo says we can't put a bus in the barn. Humorously, but why not? Oh, I do see a bunch of lobies here, so if they're not dying, I'm not dying. I mean, not that I'm not a lobby, but, like, there are other lobies here. Some of whom are lower level than me, and they're not dying, so. Why can't we put a bus in the barn?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde? Loktar, friend. What is it you wish? Welcome to Orgrimmar.
Alright, and I think this one also takes us down into Ragefire Chasm. Go look. There's a warlock within the city who believes he has my trust. He does not know that I realize where his true loyalties lie. He is in fact the leader of the Burning Blade. I do not rush off to do battle with him. He has a purpose, and we shall use him against our enemies. Take this insignia to him in the Cleft of the Shadow, here in Orgrimmar, and speak to him to see if he believes you are one of his own, and then return to me here. Sungwell says the reason we can't put it in there is that there is not room and it is collapsing. Okay. What do you think of putting a bus next to the barn? I feel like there's room to park it there, but since your mom sometimes now likes to go straight out through that driveway, I guess kind of where we were talking about, well, I don't know, it's gonna like protrude. Like the longer bus won't work in front of the barn where we had talked about before. I think it'll have to be alongside the barn. Songwell says she thinks if it's alongside the barn, horse movement will get even more stupid. The horse could just move on the same path. The bus isn't wider than that. See, I think this guy that we need to talk to is down here. Songwell says she can't conceive of fitting a bus and a horse in that space at the same time without cutting down trees. Oh, that's right. There is a couple trees like right next to the barn, isn't there? Shoot. Okay. Yes, several. Shoot. Well, pee-poo has fallen to their death. I guess they probably just went plop, you know? Okay, you raise a good point. I don't know. Where is this? Niru Fireblade. Is that not this guy down here? Oh, we're just supposed to talk to him. I don't know if I realized this guy was a traitor, because I usually just do this quest. So this guy wants us to kill one of the things, but we can say, speak frankly. Ah, one of our own. It is good to see our numbers are growing so rapidly that I can no longer keep track of the faces of our members. That fool Thrall thinks I am working hard to cleanse the image of warlocks and prove we are his servants. Idiot. The Burning Legion will make ash of this entire world after it drains it completely. Naive fool. The Burning Blade is the Shadow Council. There are many cults and organizations under the Council's rule, but all of them are just extensions of their will. I may lead the Burning Blade, but I am still just as much a pawn to the Council as you are to me. Oh, so he explains that he's actually just trying to get young heroes killed. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Well, I have done the Ragefire Chasm quest a few times now in the last couple years, but I don't think I have done that one. I didn't realize that he was a double agent. Interesting. Sungwell says she feels like she may have seen some of that dialogue at some point, but she wonders if it was in a screenshot during a lore argument. Yeah, I feel like I have seen people cite that, like, there really were good warlocks working for the Horde. And that kind of implies that, no, like, they're all bad in the end. Is there anywhere else you can think of parking a bus besides over by the barn? Or is there anywhere else you would like to consider? I could try pulling it in over by the... Yeah, I'm not really sure if, like, all the turns and stuff, if it's possible to, like, pull it in and park it by the treehouse, which seems like it could be a nice spot, but getting it in there.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish? Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Alright, so now we need a group for Ragefire Chasm. We have a lot of quests for that. We also need to feed our poor wolf. He is hungry. I had a moment of panic because I took damage, but it was just because I touched fire. Which is bad. Are you up for watching a Ragefire Chasm run? Fungo says yes, as long as I don't die. Alright, well, we'll give it a shot here. Let me type into LFG what I'm looking for. Alright, LFG RFC, level 16 Hunter. Want to get my quest done. See if we can get that done. In the meantime, I think I do need to find some meat for my doggo. It's unfortunate in a way that your mom got that lawnmower she really likes, because that is going to significantly shorten the amount of time between, or like that we weren't doing this during tax season, because like imagine how long we could have had a bus parked out back in the pasture before she even noticed. You're like, sorry, I can't return it. Almost fell off the edge there. Doing the jumps, but I'm almost dead. I don't know if you do die if you fall from this tower. I don't know if I've seen people fall to their death in Orgrimmar before. So maybe it would be fine. What are we doing? Putting a couple things in the bank. Oh, I gotta buy some ammunition. And probably post my request for a group again. It occurs to me I'm not in a queue. We could also level leatherworking some today. All kinds of stuff we could work on. I really could use, like, bags. That would be awesome. Responding to a message there from my aunt, of course, about potential boss. Oh, at this point I should not be using this anymore here. I should actually send it over to our mutual characters. What is mine? Kita? Kita. Sorry for the mic bump there. He's over. Still distracted though from what I should be doing, and that is finding some meat for my dude, for my little wolfie.
Mogra.
Innkeeper isn't selling any food? Ridiculous.
Farewell.
With this
What can I
barkeep.
help you with?
You got drinks. Oh, you got food. Alright. I'll sell you this cloak. I'm gonna buy some mutton chop. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I need shot,
Right.
but I also need to get my hunter skills. So we'll grab some shot, and then got that. Oof. We are really struggling on gun. I wonder if I should get a better gun? Maybe I'll check the auction house and see what we get for guns. What have you got for some guns before level 20, let's say? $346, that's not an upgrade. Let's go better than 12. 100 gold, sorry, 11 silver, yikes, that would be a big difference, wouldn't it? 11, 7.5 for 8.3. I think I feel better about this. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna buy it from Big Cow Go Moo. Alright. Got a new gun, so we'll do a little bit more damage, which will be helpful. And then we're gonna go... Oh, this guy's the Scarab Lord. That's cool. I bet this character never leaves,
I'm out of range.
never ever leaves Orgrimmar anymore.
How may I aid you?
Alright, let's go get hunter skills, and we'll go ahead and feed Wolfie here. Thongo says she has closed other things and she's now focusing. Focusing on WoW or other things that you want to be doing while I play WoW? Pause in speaking, and it is because I unplugged the mic that I found it. Songbell says she's focusing on stream. She's just maybe too anxious to do other things like draw. She just needs some cozy hardcore. Songbell wondered why I'd gone quiet. Yeah. I unplugged the mic. You know, in my fantasy bus, I could have a whole little streamer alcove. Streamer couch setup. You know what would be great about being in a bus, though, that's like all done up like a really beautiful set? You could have like permanently mounted microphones and cameras and stuff like that all over the bus. It could be the greatest, like a tiny house could be an amazing streamer setup. What am I doing? Oh, I'm getting my hunter skills. Hopefully I am correct that hunter skills are up here. I definitely want fairy lights, it's true. Hunter trainer up here? Yes. Okay. I thought his name was Grimbot. A Transformers character. We got Mongoose Bite. Raptor Strike. Does it go up? Oh, it doubles it. 35 mana? 25 mana. Immolation Trap. I don't like traps in Classic as much because you have to set them before combat starts, which I understand is a little bit more authentic to like trapping, but they don't feel as useful to me. Songville says that she never seems to dodge anything, so she doesn't get Mongoose Bite. I definitely feel like in hardcore, if I'm getting hit, I'm running. I'm probably not trying to re-leash. So I think I might get Raptor Strike just because that feels like it could be useful. Maybe Immolation Trap, but I'll leave Mongoose Bite since I'm out of silver. I'll leave that one on the table. We'll place Raptor Strike. And put an Immolation Trap down on the ground. You know, I don't have my tracking up as options. I'll put these over here too. Songville says, imagine if it were possible to hit friendly NPCs. So many accidental slashings of Clash trainers. Oh my gosh. That would result in so many hardcore deaths. I'm gonna go ahead and put some time into typing into LFG so that we can get a group going for Ragefair Chasm. I thought I heard my phone beep, but it's a notification from 48 minutes ago telling me it was time for WoW Wednesday. Songville says being a teacher would suck on Azeroth for sure. That's true, although I feel like the way Azeroth represents things, like if you're like level 60 and then somebody hits you with like a sword that does like 3 damage, it would be like somebody just like pinching you and then you kill them. Because there's no discussion. If someone attacks you, you just hit them right back. Embarrassingly, I accidentally pasted my Twitch link in general chat. I didn't mean to advertise. I'm dying right now. I feel like just turning off the stream and logging out, to be honest. Yeah, I did. And then I have one response, and it's somebody saying reported. So, really hope I didn't actually get reported. So we can all have anxiety about that together. Well, what do you think? Should we hang out in Orgrimmar in hopes of getting a group anytime soon? Or go down into Durotar to do some questing? Sungo says she is having anxiety with me, thank you. I'm not sure if anxiety is improved with support. I feel like two people having anxiety just have more anxiety together. Sungo says maybe go do questing. I was like all excited to try Durotar, but now we're doing Durotar together on those new orcs, so... And also more quests are yellow now, so I guess we're just gonna head back into the Barrens. Sungo says, honestly, someday we'll find out how to turn anxiety into renewable energy. This reminds me of, like, the plot of Madoka Magica. Major spoilers for Madoka Magica if you care about the Dark Magical Girl anime. I'm about to spoil, like, the huge punchline of it. Please beware. Where they figure out how to turn, like, preteen girls' hope flipping into despair and emotional volatility into, like, an energy source that can beat entropy. Like, it seems to create new energy. And I imagine that's what would be required to turn anxiety into renewable energy. The other thing, I guess, that it could be is, you know how, like, sometimes punching the tiger, like a phantom tiger in front of you, can make you feel less stressed. I guess we could just put anybody with anxiety, like, on a bike, you know, where when you pedal it, it generates energy. That's how we'll turn anxiety into renewable energy. Songgirl says, for some reason right now, she's thinking about a guy she saw posting on the customer support forums a few years ago. Alright, do go on. He wanted to know if there was a way to make it impossible for himself to post in the chat. Was this like a, I have poor self-control? I can't prevent myself from posting in the chat, but also I have deep anxiety and volatility problems if I do post in the chat. Because he had an uncontrollable habit of posting bannable messages in chat whenever somebody made him angry. This does sound like a self-control problem, but I also can understand that, like, if you know this about yourself and you still want to be able to play the game, you know, doing a silencing thing sounds a thing. Song goes, but not reading the chat was not an option he would consider. Like, I get that too, although I prefer, even if I'm not participating in the chat, I too like being able to see it, but I'm guessing, like, maybe parental controls, but that might just turn off the, like, being able to see the chat. Songbo says, yeah, everything that everyone could find just turned off chat completely. Kind of unfortunate. Like, it makes sense to me, like, especially from Blizzard's point of view, like, there's probably a world in which they're much more concerned about parents being mad about, like, the things their kids saw on WoW. But especially, like, from the era where people used to be worried about, like, their kid giving out their name and address before Facebook made using your real name on the internet normal. I could have seen that being a feature set that existed. You know? Songbo says she feels like it would make sense her as a parental controls option. Yeah. But I also can understand where, like, most parents who'd want to restrict the ability to post would also, like, be completely fine with restricting the ability to read. Songville says maybe there's some weird spaghetti code reason why it has to be all or nothing. On the one hand, I would say yes. On the other hand, I could think of a spaghetti code way to do it, given that, like, there are chat channels where no one is allowed to talk. So I feel like there would be a way to set up, like, a spaghetti code user class. Because I assume even in the channels where people are not allowed to talk, that, like, GMs can still talk. And, trial accounts can't speak in things. So, like, just give people the trial account social status. I love it when the stun goes off, when you use concussive shock with the talent. One of my favorite things to see in hardcore classic WoW and Hunter. I cannot get over how good this controller feels. Like, I'm almost frustrated in a way because the Steam Deck actually is not as comfortable to me as this controller. Right now we are farming looking for a cat's eye emerald. My friend says green. I assume for the emerald. I'm sorry, I forgot to unplug my mic there when I coughed. My bad. So what do we think? Are all these gonna respawn on top of me? And then I'm gonna die? I do still have one swiftness potion, so I can get the heck out of here. We've already had to do that one time today. Sungo says yes. Be cautious. But I'm impatient. And other people have taught me that you should try to save 30 seconds now and then lose the character you've spent 30 hours so far on. Songville says, why do I turn blue whenever my wolf becomes angry? So the vanilla wolf has Furious Howl, just, I think the currently in retail, they also have Furious Howl. But it's a buff that lets you do an extra 9 to 11 damage with their next physical attack. And if you are under the effects of that buff, then you turn blue. So, but this doesn't work for ranged. I have to go up and smack it. Oh, maybe it did there. Maybe it did work, because I don't think the buff was up yet when that disappeared. So that's nice. I have just learned that. Thanks for asking. Hey, there's our emerald. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm also seeing our first wool. Oh, we should have trained up first aid. Sungo says I was just to ask about that because the range attacks are still physical. Yeah, there's just a weird mix of stats, especially in vanilla, for trying to decide, like, whether or not it applies to all physical attacks, or ranged physical attacks, or melee physical attacks. In the same way that, like, they do have, you know, ranged attack power and melee attack power. We are, since we're up here, we're gonna go here and turn in a quest. And then we'll head down to Ratchet. To turn in Cat's Eye. And maybe we will have something to turn in for the Samaflange quest, but I think that might just send you up into Stone Talon, actually. Pongo says, will we be safe for a brief break up there? Yes, I think so. Last time I was up there, there was this Alliance person, that I think they were a mage, and they started, like, using Arcane Explosion. They used some AoE, so I think it was Arcane Explosion. And it made me so nervous, because I thought I was gonna die, because they were Skull. But I, like, triple checked. Every time they attacked, I, like, looked to see if I was flagged, and I wasn't. But, oh, it was concerning me. This isn't what I need, right? So oh, actually, I do need those. So we're gonna kill a couple of those while we're here too. Oh wow, there is a lot of them. Come here, come here, Wolfie.
I'm out of range.
And again, if you are wondering why do my inputs look so odd, just because I am on Steam controller, so I have things set up a little bit differently, and I have a more cursed than usual clicker setup.
Inventory is
Some people might say.
I can't carry anymore.
I'm gonna let the small paw go. Favor of Strider meat. I'm gonna pull him back because I'm pretty sure he will call for help once he gets pretty low. And that would be pretty bad for me. Bongo says this is scary, and also, or says that's scary up there, and that this is scary too. Well, we'll handle it. We're a hunter. We're pretty hard to kill. He didn't actually call for help like I expected, so that was strange. Ooh, respawn. Wow, respawns are fast here. But we are plowing through these guys pretty quickly also, so I'm not that worried about it.
It's too far away.
Songvale says she'll be right back. She thinks her cat Agatha knocked something down. Alright, see you in a minute, Songvale. We'll just be here, killing raptors. Trying to make sure that we're still alive when you come back. Oh right, we still have really low defense. Although yellows 2 levels above us are probably not the place to increase our defense. It is the place to notice that we have low defense, so ideally I need to not take that much more damage. I'm gonna mend pet and then go ahead and eat some buff food and then we'll continue. I want to turn my camera, but if I use the joystick, I will keyboard turn and stand up. Oh no, that could have been us. Level 16, that's where we were. It is a good thing that we got the heck out of there. That could have been us for sure. I don't want to take this guy's kill. We'll take this one. Son of a Rugal. Oh, that's brutal. Honestly, I think far more so than Barrens, I feel like Silverpine feels way more dangerous to me. It might be the level of, like, unfamiliarity it has, but those Sons of Arugal just... they scare me. Ooh, do I need this? I do. Well, that's cool. We'll take that then. I guess I need 5 of them. Must be a low drop rate with a name like Intact, where you are supposed to be finding like pristine ones or whatever. I still have not acquired any other bags except for what I started with, and that is starting to really, really pinch. So I guess what I need the Scythe Claws for are these intact horns. But the drop rate is particularly bad. And somebody has cleared all of them out on the way to where we're going. Frustrating. I suppose we'll probably get a quest to come here at some point, though, and then we can work more on that later. I am getting a notice that we are going to end up having to sit through ads in about 5 minutes. A little bit less than that. So I will take a pause at that time. Ooh, I made some overnight oats. I could get those. Welcome back, Sungvale. I was just saying that I might end up going and grabbing overnight oats when the ads start here in a couple minutes. Although what I really want is more of the mustard and tomato sauce, like curry sauce inspired thing that I made last night over rice. But I would have to make more rice. I ate all of the rice that I made yesterday. I think if the oats don't have sugar in them, I don't remember if I put sugar. I don't think I did, because I was like, oh, I'll put honey in these in the morning. So if those have a neutral flavor, I might go with savory oats and put the tomato sauce on them. Sungwell says, the noise was Agatha the cat. She's fine, but she's trying to catch a moth that's outside. Well, I admire her gumption. Pongo says she would test the tomato sauce on a small bite first. Have you found, I don't know, have you done savory oats as much as I have? I really do feel like they're a mix between, like, rice and mashed potatoes. Kind of like the corn mash stuff. Oh, I can make corn mash. I haven't made that in a while. Her cat did not want to come talk to her because she was busy stalking. Oh, here we go. We got a pull for assistance. But we are going to be A-okay. We're doing way more DPS than these guys are at this point. Longo says she's not super into the savory oats most of the time. Fair enough. I think I just have it in my head that, like, they're good for me for some reason. Wow, there are not many intact raptor horns, I have to say. Songo says she thinks they are relatively healthy. They're also just easier for me to make than like a baked potato, given the lack of microwave. Alright, he called for hope. Hope, wow. I mean, I guess so, too, but he called for help. Nobody came. I'm sorry, Raptor. Oh, these aren't the ones that I need anymore, so I don't really need to be pulling them. Bungo says maybe the raptors carved their horns for decoration. That would be cool. I've always liked the idea that the raptors, like, use beads and feathers and actually are, like, dressed up. I just think that's cool. It does kind of seem like maybe Baron's raptors specifically are the intelligent ones. Rather than... Oh no! I ran by this guy in Orgrimmar just recently. He was coming into the drag as I was leaving it. Always surreal to see a name that you just saw. Skull Rock, very dangerous. I think we got immensely lucky doing what we did. It is appropriately named Skull Rock. You're Skull Rock if you're not careful. Alright, I am seeing that we are going to be starting an ad here in about 10 seconds. I'm gonna run off onto somewhere safe. And I'll go grab my my food. Of course, we will have some water. Thank you for the hydration alert, Songvale. And I'll see you all back here real soon. Except for the fact that Songville's still here. I think Songville's the only one here anyway. But she is my lovely subscriber. Thank you. I would say I'm gonna have you watch to see if anything bad happens, but I don't know how you'd get a hold of me with any amount of speed. I mean, I do have my pet on defensive here. So I feel pretty safe. Pausing on the road. That's what we're gonna do. Songville says, thank you for Cozy Hardcore. You are most welcome. That would be so sad. What if you had to watch me die? Cannot summon me. Well, I will go very fast. I'm just going to the fridge. You know how close it is. I will be right back, alright? I'll be right back. Look who's back. It is me. With nowhere to put my food. Unfortunately, my oats have too much liquid in them, so they're kind of messy to eat. Fungal says, welcome, spirit. Thank you. Ad break is ending in 18 seconds here. So I get to have a few more bites of food. And then we'll be back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. You didn't miss anything. We are still alive. And we're still looking for group. Ragefarer Chasm. I was gonna say, let me know if you got a group for me, but admittedly, if I don't know you, there's a reasonable chance that you're, just looking to get a streamer killed. Don't do that. I'm a nice one. I'm a nice one. Zorksal has been slain. I've got a healer offering to come. So we'll get a group started. Alright, we're starting to put a group together. I do like this undead being named Humorous Name, but it's spelled like the bone.
Glad I could help. Be careful out there.
Nugget slugs.
Have a good one.
Ah, yes, this is the quest where we spend a bunch of time here farming. We have no mailbox here, I suppose. No. I don't really need a vendor, I need a mailbox. Guess I could check LFG here. Filter by category. Let's go. Dungeon. Rage Fire Chasm. Got a mage. Got... Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and list the group. We're gonna do dungeon. No, not that. We are going to specifically to Rage Fire Chasm. We will invite... Yeah, I suppose I probably should have said what... Longville says that Zorksal being slain by Warlord Cromzar is such a vibe. It really is. And that she's never looked at this LFG interface before. Yeah, it's different. I think they were trying to, like, provide something, but something that didn't infringe too much upon the kind of put a group together yourself vibe of vanilla. I have to admit, I've taken a couple bites of food and now, like, I really want to eat. I'm hungry. Longwell says, I think you should have to go talk to the innkeepers in person to access it. You all meet in a tavern. That would be really cool, actually. Very immersive. I think you can ask the innkeepers about, like, what dungeon should I do at my level? But that would be cool if the LFG tool was accessed through them, too. We just need 2 more now. 1 DPS, 1 tank. Tongbo says the first Forsaken's name is hilarious. Yeah, I like a humorous name. It's a good name. Look at the looking for group tool. This group ended up just going with 5 DPS. That's daring. Good luck to them, yeah. I mean, it's possible they're all logged as DPS, and then a couple of them, like, I didn't look to see what their classes were. I didn't read to see what their classes were, so maybe they have druids and shamans and stuff that can kind of do both, even if they're not actually tagged as tank or healer. See how quickly we can get these slugs. I don't remember if they can be dropped. I think I remember that they're boxes on the ground. I would really appreciate it if they dropped bags. Oh boy. Inviting somebody to group for a dungeon, then someone dies in a dungeon. That feels like a bad sign. Well, I needed a bag. These are better than what I'm wearing though, so I guess I'll put the slippers on. Gonna make a armor kit here for them.
I can't carry anymore.
Longwell says that she will send her next bag drop to Wepwowet. Thank you very much. Although I think, or no, Kita does have 1 bag. Kita has 1 bag at least. That Whaling's Caverns run is not going well. Not going well at all. Oh, somebody's going down the Sunken Temple. That's brutal. Somebody else has hit 60. You know, that's the cycle of life in hardcore WoW right there. Alright, we got a little bit of a chain pull situation going on here. I'm gonna try to support the wolf for just a minute and see if we can just blitz down the damage. I think we're gonna be okay. Yep, he's running. Alright. We are A-okay, and Wolfie is 16. Ooh. Even better than what I just made my, just upgraded, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and just upgrade these two. We're so close to being able to do Ragefire Chasm. We just need a tank. says I did not use my armor pitch. Thank you. We will do that after this combat. Always helpful to have somebody else paying attention for you.
I'm out of range.
Songwell said she thought that was 2 mobs headed for me. Nah, it was just somebody abandoning their kill partway through.
I can't.
Hopefully they come back to loot it. You don't want to waste stuff, you know? For dungeon, we might have to get... I don't know. I kind of want to do it on keyboard. I'm not really concerned about my ability to play, but communication is slower with the controller in my hand and the keyboard farther away. So I think for the sake of the group, my ability to communicate with the group.
Inventory is full.
We'll head into town and dump some stuff in the bank, I think. And just be ready to go. That Fizzle Darkstorm right there, that is what I was talking about with Canyon. That's really dangerous someday. Wow, those intact horns, that is a low drop rate. Yikes. I think this is the tank that we'll need, but if that is the case, then I will switch off controller, I think. I want to keep using controller, but I feel like I probably should be able to type. Maybe we'll try it. I can always switch quickly to keyboard if I need to. Songo says it's probably safest to switch for dungeon, and that's true. Songwell agrees that maybe if the keyboard and mouse are closed, maybe it's fine. Yeah, Windblade is just like on a surface right in front of me in the armchair. So I could set aside my controller and grab Windblade very quickly. Gonna remember to turn off Pet Growl. But yeah, I'm gonna try to plop a few of these things in the bank to deal with a little later. Songwell says, is the mouse turned on? No, but I have found that if the mouse and the Steam controller are turned on at the same time, sometimes the mouse doesn't behave right. They must interfere with one another or something. Also, the mouse might need new batteries. Maybe that's the problem. But I am, especially because like none of this is keybound, for the mouse buttons. I can play basically just as well on my laptop keyboard as I can with the mouse for Classic. Listening to the invisible people in the audience being like, "You mean you're terrible?" Yeah. You are not terrible. Thank you. So are you pro Reshiram bus? Or are you like actually no, don't Reshiram bus? I like that I don't have to worry about painting it, and it already like looks nice, so it's not an eyesore, which I feel like will make it more desirable looking to other parties that have to accept that there is a bus here now. Songville says she does not want to be the person who vetoes the bus, but she really, really wishes it was a short bus instead. Yeah. I wish it was a medium bus. Songville said she had already processed all of her anxiety about a short bus. She has not processed it about a long bus and do not think it's a matter of simply processing anxiety. What do you mean by that? Like, you think there's other issues to solve, or that it won't simply be able to be processed?
For the Horde! What are you looking for? Farewell!
Alright, we are good to go. We are headed there. Songville says she means the short bus could have projections made because of the thing that happened, but a long bus is going to genuinely be in the way, and she doesn't know where to put it. I'm really curious if we could put it by the treehouse. I think we've talked about this before, but did there used to be a way to, like, get to the back of your property? Like, down that other side street? Is there anywhere to park it over there? Not that that's very convenient for, like, schools or anything, but... Songville says there is a weird panhandle of land down there to accommodate a hypothetical future driveway for ordinance reasons, but no driveway has ever been cleared or built there. So, like, there's trees and bushes in the way. Songville says yes, it's forested. Shoot. I was like, man, if that was like a little bit of a field area, we could park it there, and then eventually your mom would just be like, why is there a bus? Somebody abandoned their bus. I'm gonna try to share what I have here. Shared some quests. Became a good group mate. Turned off my sound. If you feel like you need to veto the bus being at your place, do so. Barak Kodobane. Is that... I can almost see an orc and I can almost see a Tauren. But I'm not 100% sure I know who that is. Songville says, assuming a centaur. That sounds right. I bet it's a centaur. Almost sent my pet in when I just wanted to hunter's mark. Oops. But we saved it. We got it. We're okay. Doing okay. The little ticker again is getting me today. Where it like changes between like, it's a subscription or whatever, and I keep thinking it's a new message that I need to look at. And it's not. I do have some water that I might as well drink, I suppose. Like, just to get it out of my bag. We are doing really good. I feel really good about this. This seems like a solid group. The tank is holding... like, the tank is doing great. Tank is a shaman. I admit, I feel like shaman tanking is super cool, and I would like to learn how to do it at some point. Songville says, it's really nice when tanks hold aggro and don't die. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Shaman tanking is a really cool idea, and she's got an anecdote to share. We haven't quite made it to the anecdote yet. I'll read all of it when you're done. Whew. Where's that Kofi? Unfortunately, in the scheme of bowl layout, when I got food, which admittedly the oats have like just as much water in them as oats, like it's like I'm eating cereal. Like the oats are way below the water level. The water cup did have to get moved a little farther away so that I could have my food and my coffee and my watery oats where I could reach it while playing WoW on stream. We're still having lots of hydration. I do see that you have posted your longer message. This is a little bit of a bigger poll, so I'm just going to focus up here for a second, and then I will take a look at what you have to say.
I don't have
Alright, Songbo says she started early enough to hear about shaman tanks now and then, and she remembers being sad when she was considering it, and someone told me that, finally told you that you're not actually supposed to do that. Party poopers. I would like them to add viable shaman tank. I think that would be fun. Particularly since I really like tanking most of the time. I mean, I realize I'm on a hunter right now, but I do like tanking most of the time, so I would be interested in getting to try another tanking style. Just at some point, you know? Alright, we got a pull here. Tank is on it. This tank has good awareness. LFG is about to start debating whether or not Benny Blanco would survive Skull Rock. These are the real questions. Songwell says, LOL, Benny Blanco would take them all out with a steel chair. That was maybe the best part of playing Alliance. It's Benny Blanco with a steel chair. I feel like I should just get rid of these drinks. I don't think it's really doing anything at this point. And I just looted level 5 water that does 4 times as much, which really tells me how much I should not bother with what I'm currently drinking. That would be a great animation. Benny Blanco just plowing through everything in Skull Rock with a steel chair. Pongo says level 5 water. Yeah, level 5 water is milk. Tasty milk. Definitely not a beginner's water. Near to the beginning. You can go to Dasani if you must be Dubal. Got a few cold here. But again, we are just cutting through everybody like butter. So, not gonna be an issue. No, we are killing it. We're killing them. All kinds of malachite. Mail armor I can't use. Despite the fact that I rolled Mail Tauren, which just seems rude. Thank you. I like my joke too, and I'm sure everyone heard it and had their life noticeably enriched by it. Songville says, she missed what the item was, but she supports your ability to wear or use whatever I want. Honestly, your life was enriched by the follow-up. Did you hear the part about male armor? I was like, I should be able to wear the male armor. I rolled a male character. You can't see it right now because it's very dark, but... Alright, so what we need to make sure doesn't happen is that these guys get pulled somehow. How is my wolf dead? I do not feel good about the fact that I didn't even know my wolf was dead. Songbell says she's not sure what shackles I need to throw off in this situation, but she'll cheer for me. Well, thank you for that at least. Oh my goodness, so many things, but it's all cloth. It's all cloth dropping. And that one piece of mail that I can't wear. Wolf is hungry, I believe. Well, I fed him and then immediately sent him into combat, so it probably didn't work. We'll feed him again. Alright, we're gonna take that back. We are doing a-okay. I don't know if you saw... Oh, no, you wouldn't have, because I have the chat thing blocked. Somebody asked when I zoned in, like, why didn't I name my wolf? And I was like, because I don't know what to name him yet, and so I just keep calling him Wolfie. They were like, fair enough. Songo says he needs a mythological name. I could name him, like, Anubis.
I can't carry.
Songvale says, does Wet have any helpers or epithets? The one that I always remember is Opener of the Way. Scout, I guess. Like, he was kind of a scouting type thing, too. So I could do, I could name the wolf Scout. Songvale says, or Key. Wet and Key. Wet and Scout. I like the idea of both of these things, but I don't feel like it aesthetically matches the World of Warcraft character pairing right now. Songville says Key Fang. Yeah. Well, you're getting closer to World of Warcraft aesthetic now, for sure. So much cloth. All the cloth. I'm gonna hold my pet back here. I'm not sure about potentially pulling. Oh, the serpent sting doesn't work on the elementals. That's a significant DPS hit for me. He pulled him out of the way, so I'll go ahead and set my pet in. Just for the end there. I don't even know if my pet got to even do an attack, but... I use serpent sting again, even though I have already figured out that that doesn't do anything. I am getting, technically, a tiny amount of pay for playing right now, but at the same time, I'm not playing well. I guess there's a lot of people employed these days who are not good at their jobs, so I can be a professional WoW player even if I suck, right? As long as I'm getting paid, that makes me a professional. Songwell says, it's fun to, it's fun to watch World First and all. But other than my stream, I'm guessing what you're about to say is that this is the only stream you watch, except for when we watch World First raiding together. I was surprised how much fun I really had watching World First. I definitely want to like keep track of whenever the next one is and do that again. The WoW stream you have most enjoyed is the one where that guy had been playing for like a couple weeks and didn't know what he was doing and was just really excited and having fun. Yeah, I liked that guy. I hope he ended up liking his computer. Admittedly, I haven't seen him streaming, but here's the admittedly part. I haven't spent that much time on Twitch outside of when I'm streaming, which, maybe I should alter in some way. But like even for stream reasons, but also because hanging out and chatting on one screen while I actively do something on another would probably be good for me. Wow, even more cloth gear. Songville says she would watch someone joyfully learn and fail at WoW unironically. Wow, more cloth gear. How many pairs of underpants for cloth wares are we gonna get here? I agree though. I like watching people have a good time. We are back on mobs where my second sting does something bizarre. I like this tank. Good at marking. I'm not gonna tab target so I don't accidentally auto-shot and break the poly, but I guess somebody else was doing that anyway. Lots and lots of rocks and cloth in here. This is a witch's dream. I'll read your thing in a bit. We're about to start a boss fight, I think. Well, maybe I got time. People are drinking for mana. Like watching him made me sort of vicariously feel that feeling of initial wonder and excitement that you really miss from your early time in WoW. And you liked that. You should really get your mom down, settled down to try it. I think that would be really fun. I should be drinking for some mana. Well, I don't have anything to drink for mana, so I can't. I just get to go thirsty. Looks like there is a patrol behind us. The Mage Sheep. This is a solid group. We got even more, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. Yep, this is a group for all the casters. And it seems like none of them want the gear. We do have to figure out how to make sure all of this stuff like actually fits in our inventory though, so that is a little bit challenging. Maybe you should get your mom to stream learning to play World of Warcraft. Could be entertaining. think what's good about watching that though is like when it's somebody who's like, ah, and I don't know that your mom is a loud panic person. Fungo says her mom takes off in an incredible streamer career. I mean, like that older retired lady who just played Skyrim. You know? She was very successful. Songwell says there's at least one WoW grandma as well. Yeah. Like, on the one hand, it's like, well, that's not as good as, like, a grandma, but, like, you know, maybe she can be the young grandma. Longville says, wow, mom is a brand. I mean, how many guilds have guild moms? Yeah. Ooh, that must be scary for that tank right now. He dipped a little bit low there. I'm so far away that I can't even, like, see my, see my stuff. We gotta level up. Honestly, what would be funny is if somebody was like a kindergarten teacher, and then their channel brand was Emergency Kindergarten, and they were schooling people in how to game. Finally, some pants. Oh, they're not an upgrade. Brutal. That's ironic. we're doing pretty good. We are coming up on 2 hours here. I feel like I could use a break after this dungeon run, maybe eat some more food, just hang out and chat a little bit. I'm not per se opposed to continuing to stream today. But I might need to have a little bit of a drink after the dungeon is over. I know there's this boss, and then there's actually one more in this version up here. Songwell says she thinks she also would like more stream, but may need to break also to get the heating pad and stuff and refill her hydration, and maybe then also be able to attempt to draw as well. Sounds good. We could collectively take a little bit of a break then. I am just going to go ahead and dismiss my pet for this wall jumping. I don't know if the pet will follow me. I assume it probably won't. And I don't want to end up accidentally causing any issues. So. Again, polite streamer, not looking for content here. Just looking for a dungeon run while I socialize. People can watch me stream. I don't really know where I can go, so I guess I'll just stand here and attack. I feel like I can't get far enough away to range, so that's why we're doing the bizarre things we are. Songo says, when those mobs up on the hill turned, she thought they were all about to run down. Oh my gosh, that'd be terrifying. Fortunately, we are packed in so tight here that I just am not able. Gotta say my grats. Not able to get to use my ranged weapon, so my DPS probably really sucks. Thank you for the carry on a couple of polls, everybody in this group. I know you can't hear me right now, everybody in this group, but I say thank you nonetheless. I'll put that out into the universe for you, that you are appreciated and deserve to be protected. Alright, he said he wanted a couple seconds, so I'm gonna let him have a few. I admit I was distracted there watching that one run for the healer. But that situation became okay. Sturdy quarterstaff. Not what I need. I'm getting a lot of messages, but I believe it is my aunt and sister chatting. Was. They picked up something in the for free realm of the world. for my sister. My sister loves going hiking and stuff like that, and it was gear to put a dog or a toddler in on your back so you can go hiking while you are responsible for childcare.
I can't kill some kids.
I'm getting a notice that ads will start in 5 minutes or so. Really have to be pretty far back on a hunter in this era to be able to use your gun. Nice work, everybody.
Target.
Super awesome group, honestly. And that should be enough. We're at 17. I think turning in these quests, we won't hit 18, but we are going to put a significant movement in that direction for sure. I'm going to dismiss my wolf so that I can jump. Songwell says, can I put them off until the end of the dungeon? You mean checking the messages? Maybe. And then said that the dungeon went very smoothly. Yeah, I agree. It worked out really well. I didn't feel great about jumping there and potentially pulling those, especially when I was a little bit later than everybody else in the group, so. If you're wondering why did I do that, when everyone else jumped there, that's why. Just didn't feel safe doing what everyone else was doing. I made the right decision for me. It is pretty hard to see in my apartment right now. It's fairly bright in here, so this dungeon is, a lot of my screen is black. I think we might be killing another side boss, maybe? I'm not sure. I have not... I'm a little bit behind where they are. Songwell says, can I see mob names when they appear? With the screen? Yeah. The main thing is just like this whole area where it's dark. Like I can see this fire up here and I can kind of see my character, but like most of all the path and everything, like that's very, very dark. Alright, we have ads starting in 1 minute. When that happens, honestly, I'll probably just put the controller down to have something to eat, but I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be around to chat. This group is pulling apart. But we are still here. Fungo says I must become free in 60 seconds or less. And indeed I have. Everything's okay. But we are going to pause and have something to eat. Have some drinks.
Nabu. Victory! Right.
You know what's convenient about this? I mean, I guess technically we have things to farm for this. But honestly, we might fly to go turn in some other stuff first, just to clear the inventory some. You know? We are on an ad break now, though, so I'm gonna pause and just kind of hang out, enjoy my drink for a little bit. How are you doing, Songvale? Songvale, so she's kind of full of complaints. How am I? I'm not bad, except for the fact that, like, most of my brain right now is, like, wrapped around this, like, convert a bus situation. And that's not super accessible to me in the way that, like, video games or digital painting would be immediately accessible to me. I feel like I want to have more to say, but I don't know what to say. You know? Like, you know how it is. When my brain, like, picks something to be excited about, it's like, let's focus on that. I think what I want Reshiram the bus to be is a space with the distilled function and purpose of nice kitchen, reasonable space to game, and then a good space for doing, like, creativity done up with an appropriate, you know, shrine for the space overall, and just for mindful living. But I think that's what it is. I want a space that is just like everything does being in here make me feel creative and magical and, like, just excited to do my existence. That's my vision. The other thing that's kind of crazy to think about is this bus, with the size that it is, like, it increases the space that I own by 50%. Like, I measured my apartment, and my apartment, like, is just twice the size of the bus. And so even if it's more of like a workshop rather than a living situation initially, I gain so much more room for things. Now, the problem with that, or the challenge with that, is, of course, the reality that it will not be where I live. So actually putting it somewhere that I can access it fairly quickly will present a challenge. But there's also part of me where it's like, if I could convert it to be livable and reasonably nice, like, you know, maybe there's a world in which I can find a spot to rent where that plus utilities is a lot less than where I currently am, which I would be sad to say goodbye to this spot, but, you know, maybe that's where I'm going next, I don't know. Well, I thought I'd just sit and, like, eat and stuff, but I'm finding that as I'm sitting here without needing to play WoW, that, like, I'm not choosing to do so. So let's go turn in some quests. The ad break has ended, so we will focus back up and go turn some of these things in. Let's see, we got Thunder Bluff, Thrall, and Thunder Bluff. Okay. The person who has just died is in my guild. It's an Altoran guild called War Stomp. I have mooed at them with a sad face. And then I think this one's Ratchet, so it might make most sense to like fly south to Ratchet from here, and then over to and then over to Thunderbluff. It is interesting how difficult it is to like type and speak at the same time. It makes sense because you're producing words on two different like modalities for linguistically speaking, but I struggling with it. I was just gonna observe that like this is so weird being like a retail player because like this guy and this guy are dead, but like this guy's dead. Thrall's not dead. I didn't have anybody jump out and attack my wolf, and then this guy's in there and not dying, so I'm thinking we'll be safe going in here to turn this into Thrall.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish? Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve
Alright.
the Horde?
Okay, so we actually got a quest to go back to Niru and try to fight him, so I did see that, wow, brain, train of thought, come on. Songwell says Thrall's hair is dead. Yeah, they did have him shave his head. My train of thought is bad. So we're actually gonna go back. Goodbye, my train of thought. It's always gone. I did see earlier that somebody was doing a quest that summoned a Voidwalker, so that's what I'm assuming this quest is going to be.
Victory! For the Horde!
Alright, I guess we are just turning this in and getting a nice reward. Strength Stam, Int Spirit, Strength. None of these are for hunters. How do you have a quest that rewards 4 weapons and none of them are hunter weapons? I ask you.
Nabu.
Like, feel free to post in the chat which of these things do you think would be best for a hunter. We got Strength Stam, Stam Spirit, Strength Stam. We can't use this one. Int Spirit. I guess I'm feeling Probably the Axe of Orgrimmar is going to be our best option. Just for stats. I do occasionally end up in melee. Songville says Sam's spirit is probably least bad. It is only +1/+1 though. I don't think I really have an issue with mana unless I'm in a group, which doesn't happen that often. So even though this is more stats, I feel like I don't need those as much. So I might go with the Axe of Orgrimmar. Songwell says, what quest is it that summons the stealthed people? Up by Thrall? It's like an armor quest for like 0.5 tier or something like that, which is why it summons like level 60s. Or 50s or something. I don't remember what it's called. I think somebody like said its name one time, or I looked it up, and I think I was trying to figure out like why are there level 50 stealth mobs in here, and then I figured all of that out, but I don't remember exactly what I had to do. Alright, we're gonna take this axe. We do have to learn how to use axes. Maybe they can tell me how to decay. None of you guys, they're too good to give directions in the Kokron Elite. Kind of rude. Well, let's go learn how to use a two-handed axe. From a weapon master. I'm trying to think of where, like, we just went to the weapon master. Were they in the back? I think they were up north. Yep, okay, they're in the back of Orgrimmar. I'm hitting every button but the one that I need to. Songwell says she remembers standing next to the weapon masters, but not how we got there. I think in my head, I think there's like a weapon vendor. That probably is where it is in retail. Now it's a gun vendor, and I always think the weapon master is going to be in there in the Valley of Strength, but it's up here in the Valley of Honor. Out of the question, can you think of anywhere else that I could ask to park a aesthetically inoffensive bus within 45 minutes of me? I guess maybe a better time for that would be not in the here, because I don't know, you know, public chat and all that. Songo says no, and it would be scary to park it somewhere unmanaged. Yeah, I think I just always forget that, like, you barely know more people in this area than I do, you know? Can you teach axes? Yeah. I feel like we probably should get bows, just because at some point we're gonna get a bow, right? I'm actually kind of into the, Corin with a gun, though. We don't have loads of gold, so I will wait till that happens. We've got a new giant... Honestly, an axe on the back of a, Tauren looks pretty cool. Now we're going for it. Alright, we'll throw a couple of these things in the bank, and then we can head out again. Still lacking for any additional bags. Songville says, a hunter who cannot use bows either has to fix that or make it a core part of their identity. I admit that I'm actually, like, kind of... I guess I don't have a way to... Got my gun. I'm kind of getting into this. Like, the Tauren with a gun. It's a different identity aesthetic than one would expect, but, like, there's a couple gun models where it's like it's a gun, but it actually has, like, feathers hanging from it. And I'm kind of thinking about going with it. Time to do a big circuit of turning in some quests. So, the plan here at this point is... These are both Thunder Bluff. We are going to go to Ratchet, turn in this one, and then out to Thunder Bluff to turn in 2 more, just to get the quest log a little bit more empty. But first we will hit the bank and just drop a couple of things that I don't want to vendor but do not want in my minuscule, sad little inventory, taking up room. Songville says, Tauren Hunter is odd for her because she feels like the class race combo makes complete sense, but neither guns nor bows feel like something they would use. I think it's because they're so strong seeming. To me, it makes sense that they're, like, javelin hunters. Like, maybe, you know, survival spear hunters. Songville says, yeah, javelin or maybe thrown nets. Yes. Yeah, like just a little bit of a different hunting style. We're gonna send more linen to Kita. We're gonna throw a couple more things that just feel like they shouldn't be vendored in the bank. And we'll press on. Onwards to the flight path to Ratchet. Songville says bolas. Yeah, actually I could really see them using bolas, to be honest. Alright, Ratchet and then Thunder Bluff. Ratchet first. Oof. Someone getting caught by the guard out in Hillsbrad Foothills. I just feel like there's a way to make the bus work. And before I buy the bus, I don't have anywhere to park it, and I just take the most amazing impromptu road trip out to my aunt's to leave it at her place. I'm gonna stand up just briefly while we're on the flight path. I will be right back. I was checking my candle over at the space shrine because I was like, oh, it's been burning for a long time. But I don't see it burning. But it turns out that it seems to have consumed its wick. So most of the candle is still there, but the wick must have like tipped over and been drowned. So that's unfortunate. Somebody died at 27 in Ajara. What were they doing in Ajara? Big cow go moo. Oof. I really figured Big Cow Go Moo. That's who we bought our gun from. I whispered them and said, bought my gun from the AH from you this morning. Sad to see your name. Yes, I am. Songbird says she wonders if they were a retail player in Ajara who thought Ajara would be a level appropriate zone for them. That is sad. Possibly though, yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah, what do you want?
Glad I could help.
Alright, quest for Wailing Caverns. We are starting to, we might have to find a Wailing Caverns run here.
Yo! Be good. Keep it real.
Alright, we got a sack of coins. Honestly, I wish they would just give me a sack, but... They do! Yes! No one has ever been this excited for a 6-slot quest reward. Look at this. We have 6 more glorious, glorious slots. Songbo says, in vanilla, can you leave Orgrimmar directly into Ajara? No, because you could see that getting a new player killed as well. Nope. So what you're talking about is, like, is there an exit up here? And, I'm just confused right now. I'm really sure that the answer is no. Yeah, because in retail, like, you leave up through here. And that is not possible. Let us head up to Thunder Bluff. Unfortunately, given that we're picking up some other quests, we are not ending up with a lower overall quest number.
What's up?
We might be down 1 quest.
Hurry back.
Oh, someone's dropping Rend. Oh, it'd be so nice to be in Crossroads right now. Shoot. Oh well. I am so delighted. It took until level 17 for us to get a bag. Ugh. But we will be able to turn in... I don't know if we still need this. Songville, do you want a quest? Songville says she wants more coffee. I just had a sip of coffee. Your head feels very heavy. The quest is to look up whether or not I need to keep this lieutenant's insignia for anything, or if I should destroy it, because this quest is over. I'm sorry that you are not feeling well, Songbell. See, part of me sitting here like, you know how people, like, they van life, right? But the issue is I can't just van life, and so, like, they just move their vehicle, they just move it, and, you know, I'm like, well, I could just move the bus around and park at random places and work on it. But that won't work because I can't both drive the bus and my car, and there's not many viable places to park the bus within 45 minutes walking distance of my residence. So that won't work. Honestly, what a van life blog that would be. Like, somebody buys a bus, has the seats all removed out of it, just puts in, like, a generator, like a battery generator, you know, a bed, a cooler, and sets off down the road. And their entire trajectory is decided by, like, they look at cities within the next 200 miles, and they're just looking for things with cool things on free Craigslist to work on their van. And the road trip is just, like, the road trip is the van renovation plan. Honestly, that sounds sick. I would like to do that, except for the fact that it would probably negate me being here on Saturdays. And my poor Haruko Manoon would not be able to come. Songwell says the Wowhead comments are full of people saying you don't need it anymore once that quest is over, and also people saying they shuffled around their inventories until level 60 for no reason. You know what? I don't know. Part of me is like, should we put it in the bank? But on the other hand, like, do I want to get caught with identification for being in the Burning Blade in my bank? You know, like, maybe that's a bad idea. And I actually don't want people to think I'm in the Burning Blade. Songwell says, imagine how many adventurers have had to explain themselves to the Kor'kron. I guess what helps is the Kor'kron are, like, directly with Thrall, and Thrall was the one who told you to do this. What do you think of my insane van renovation plan? Like, that's how I solve not having an objective. The free board of Craigslist is my objective. Songwell says, I think you're going to need to think about what kinds of tools you're going to need versus the kinds of tools you can take with you. Since we're dreaming right now, I'm just going to imagine that I am a hand tool god, and so I'm just planning on, like, carpentering it with, you know, a bag of tools like it's 1600.
Ancestors watch over you. Be careful.
All right. Ooh, we got some upgrade on the bracers here.
Go in peace.
Equip those. And we got that. All right. We are in a good spot. It looks like we are also honored with Thunder Bluff now. And we did go down 2 quests overall, so that's good. Obviously, in a virtually empty bus, I have plenty of room to bring some tools, though. if I buy a white bus, it's so this bus is perhaps to be titled for Oregon. When I get it retitled for our actual state of residence, should I pay for vanity plates that say Reshiram? Songville says, LOL, that would be funny. I'm not sure if it's the vanity plates or my plan to be a 1600s carpenter. Alright, well, we could head to Stone Talon or we could go back to farming a couple of these things. Might need to just go back to farming a couple of these things, I think. Is there anything we need? How are we doing? We got about half our shot left. Rice pump. Interesting. We got half our shot left. We're 17. Oh, we need to pick a talent. I remember that there was a specific talent I was headed for. Was it this one? I think it was that one. I think this was what I thought I really needed, was being able to revive my pet much faster. Songville says, that would be funny, but only do it, so it was about Reshiram. Only do it if I'm going to keep the bus white and not repaint it like a fairy carriage. I feel like I'm intimidated by making the fairy carriage look good. And the white bus is not nearly as offensive to me as, like, the yellow bus with spray paint over the school decals. So I'm somewhat tempted to leave it white for an indeterminate amount of time, like for a long time. I like the fairy carriage idea though. If this bus does not work out and we go back to a shorter bus, probably fairy carriage. This person's name is kind of funny to me. I mean, I usually I would report this, but this is quite funny. I kind of can't wait until they die, as mean as that sounds. That's gonna be a funny name to see pop up. Apparently there are 32 layers on the server right now. Hardcore is jumping at the moment. Unless somebody typoed. But that's crazy. Alright. It is time to head back over here. I wonder if the run is longer. Probably longer from Crossroads. So we'll go to Orgrimmar. Pausing while on the flight path for just a moment to return a message to my aunt. So I'll be back in a bit. Songville does say she has seen recommended to her 2 videos by separate creators recently on the premise of reviewing Classic as a new player, no nostalgia. So maybe that's a thing right now. Yeah, maybe it's having another surge of players, which is interesting. And I am back from my messaging. Songbell says, also, LOL, there's a quest in Fairless that tells you to go talk to Nero again, but the insignia is not involved. Interesting. What is the objective of that quest? Is that the one where he summons a Voidwalker and attacks you? Did I get really lucky? I didn't notice the quest of the Voidwalker, but if that's associated with the Nero quest from Fairless, I could see that actually being super dangerous. I might have entirely dodged a bullet. Or rather than a bullet, I guess, you know, a being of the void and shadow dodged my bullets after I would have been utterly shredded by his phantasmal claws. Oh my gosh, while we're here, let's get first aid set up. Actually, I want to work on stuff, but actually we should boost these things. Or not boost, we should level them. Oh, another person dead to a guard. Happens. Alright, let's see where both of them are. First aid. Spirit Lodge, okay. I might have known that, actually. And leatherworking. Drag Kamari. Okay. Well, we're closer to the first aid. Oh, it's over here, that's right. Oh, somebody else died. The Hillsbrad Footman. We gotta stay away from that area, folks. Oh, I don't know if I told you this, but they added a trailer hitch to the white bus. So, you know, I could pull Zekrom behind me. I guess that's what I could do. I could move my bus around, hauling Zekrom, and then drive home. God, how cursed would that be? Maybe that's what I should do. I thought this was unlocked at 80. Oh, it is 80. I was gonna say, I thought this was unlocked at 40, but I think Heavy Linen Advantage was unlocked at 40. So I shouldn't have been sending all my linen away. Let's see. Songwell says she would not drive a long bus that's also towing something. Never in 1,000 years. I wonder how you would, like, learn to do that. I guess the secret probably would be, like, driving out to, like, Golden Dale to practice. Can you imagine? Just hilarious setup. I'm gonna grab my leather actually out of the bank so that I can actually work on leveling this up once I'm there. Otherwise I will be like, oh yeah, I could level it up and I don't have any of the gear I need. I did see a picture of somebody who had basically, you know, the same length of bus. And then they had like a whole, like medium-ish horse trailer behind it, sized like normal trailer, and I guess they were a traveling tattoo parlor. They were nondescript. The whole outside was just, it was a school bus, like very clearly a school bus painted white with a white trailer. But apparently they were a traveling tattoo artist. Oh hey, I have linen cloth, so I could prove my skill here. Very helpful. That real quick. We won't get to 80, but hopefully we'll at least get to, I want to say at least 75. That's what I'm hoping for here. Alright, we are going to make it to 74 if we're lucky. We are lucky. Alright, that's great.
Victory.
But we need a little while longer. Go work on leveling leatherworking next. Gonna vendor these extra bandages that I don't really have room for and do not. I don't use these that often, but I want them to be an option when I'm there. I think the problem with professions is that when you're leveling, like at level, you are always a little bit behind of what's actually useful. And I found that I was much more successful if I was doing them on like the first character that was like higher level than all the others, and then sending those back as I level other characters was just way, way, way more effective. But this is a pretty big pile of leather, so I'm hopeful that we will be able to level up leather working quite a few times. I wonder if we should do light armor kits first. I guess, when can we learn to turn this into
What can I help you
medium leather? Because that probably
with? So.
would be super ideal. Oh, that might have been a mistake. Pick up skinning. Does that cost 50 silver? Now we only have 13.
Victory.
I might have just messed up. Okay. Well. Shoot. I guess we will go ahead and just make light armor kits. Until they're green. Oh, that's now. Okay.
What are you looking for?
What are we gonna do here? 2, 4, 2, 3, 6. Ooh. 2. Okay, so let's get some coarse thread.
Strength and honor.
Okay, and do salt. We'll do some of those too. I think since these are yellow though, I will go ahead and make those first in hopes of, you know, getting what points I can before the orange points go away. Songwhistle says, why shoot? I think it was because I spent, I had 60 silver and I spent 50 of it leveling the skill of skinning when I really wanted to focus on leatherworking right now. I'm gonna do this, I think, 5 at a time. Overall, I feel like we're hitting it almost every time we're leveling up, so I think this is a good use of resources. And I'm getting to vendor these for 3 times the thread cost. So I'm not noticing the expense, which is nice. I'm wondering if I should do these. I think this might sell for slightly more. Let's see. If this sells for more than 40, it's a good deal. We'll make one and see what it's worth. 25. Alright, this is not a good deal. We don't want to be making those. We will keep making something else. Oh, we are running out of other options of things to make. So I guess we're going to keep making these. We'll cure these hides first. I was really thinking it would be like a silver, you know? But it was not a silver.
Power, strength, and honor.
Alright, so this is another cloak. So I'm hoping that that will also be very light on materials. 5. It's not that light on materials. This is 8. That still might be the best option. 6. 3. See how much one of these vendors for.
May your blades never dull.
What are you looking for?
Ooh, okay. Okay. We'll do that. We'll make these. We're gonna run out of leather pretty quickly, having to use 5 at once, but... so let's see, we need 22. I suppose 11 of these probably won't fit in the inventory, but we can pause partway through and sell them. We're definitely not going to recoup the 50 silver that we spent learning expert skinning, but at least that will keep going steadily up. We're not going to run into level cap on that at all. We can make 3 more, so I think we're going to have actually just enough inventory space to do this, maybe. As long as it consumes this before it gives us the item. Let's see. It did! Great! And just to be sure, yep, that's not an upgrade, so we'll just go ahead and vendor all of them. I guess, while, you know, we lost the value of the leather, we did gain 10 silver overall from having done this, so I feel like it was a good deal for us. And let's see how much it's going to cost to get the next leather working level. 5 silver? Oh, we can do that. We can do that. Are these an upgrade? Nope. But we are level 9. I mean, I was going to say we are getting close to it being good again, but I think what that probably indicates is actually that our current gear is really bad. So, hopefully in our next bit of farming here, where we're killing a lot of raptors, we will get plenty of materials to keep leveling everything up. I'm going to drop a few of those things back into the bank, and then we will get back out there. What do you think of my crazy van life series idea, Songvale? the one where you take a gutted vehicle and you put, you know, a sleeping area, an emergency bathroom bucket, and a cooler, and some clothes in it, and then you hit the road, and your direction is entirely based on, like, the free section of Craigslist, and you're looking for things that will help you build out your bus, but the whole point is, like, giving yourself some direction where, like, you're already on the road as part of your van conversion process. Do I have everything done up that I can? Reinforced. Okay. I do.
For the Horde!
I guess I'm still gonna have this out. I shouldn't feel as much of a pinch anymore on inventory space at this point. And this will... Oh, this can go in the bank. And that way when I get one, I won't just, like, make another one. I will use the one that I have.
Strength.
Okay. Songo says it would be original. I feel like it would be really fun. I kind of want to do that now. How did you solve the I don't have anywhere to park it issue? Well, I just immediately left home. It's going to take a flight path, but it occurs to me that we already determined that it will be much faster to walk from Orgrimmar than from the crossroads, which is why we went here, so we will not do that. We will head on out. Bongbell says, do not fall. I was talking to Faith about my potential bus purchase and how I was experiencing this scene from Tangled at the beginning where, like, she's super excited to have left her tower. It's a Rapunzel story. And she's elated and she's running around. She's like, I'm free! And then it would, like, hard cut to her, like, having a panic attack about, like, oh my gosh, I left my tower. What am I doing? I need to go home. I need to go back to safety. And then it would hard cut to her, like, being back into, like, this is amazing. I'm never going back. And that's how I'm feeling about investing in a vehicle for this. And she encouraged me to be adventurous and sent me a picture of, like, I assume a gif from an action movie where somebody drove a bus, like, off a broken freeway and it was just flying through the air. Songville said I almost fell and it was scary. Well, it's an adventure. Songville says, LOL, I think that might be a Die Hard scene. Oh, perfect. Well, that's what I'll do for Christmas then. Songwell says, not the first Die Hard, but like the fourth one. Oh, okay. Songwell says she remembers something where he drove something off a broken freeway in order to crash it into an attacking aircraft. That's crazy. That would be wild. Imagine trying to aim your bus so that you could take out the attacking aircraft. Also, like, given the airtime that he has on the bus, I mean, the bus and the airplane are definitely still going to explode basically in the ground anyway, and there's still going to be inertia for moving forward, so I'm not really sure what he's preventing besides adding more things to catch on fire. I wonder what my coworker who has a trailer in Parkdale pays to park there. And if I needed somewhere to park the bus, mainly to work on it, whether I could park there. If I absolutely love the bus and you're very sure it won't fit at your place, maybe I should do that. Longwell says, oh, she's wrong. I assume this is about the, oh, I forgot we were gonna have no weapon skill with what we're doing, and also, Raul was off from the dungeon. Songville says, the bus wasn't Die Hard, she thinks it's from Speed. Have I ever watched Speed? Is that the one where they have to keep the bus at, like, 55 or higher, or the bus will, like, explode? Yes, I watched that one time. That's the kind of movie that my uncle absolutely loves, so I have at least been on in the room for several films similar to that one.
It's too far away.
Did they remake that one?
I can't.
I feel like there maybe is two versions of that movie, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
I'm out of range.
It is nice that the raptor does not care about this other different raptor getting attacked. Ooh, that's a good drop. Did you see that? I got 2 quest items off this dude. Nice. Longville said she thinks they did remake it, but she hasn't seen the remake. And I'm not sure if the one I saw then was the remake or if it was the original. Longville said, if only that luck roll had gotten me a bag. Yeah, I would definitely appreciate more bags, although I already feel like inventory rich. Do you think you want to come with to look at the bus tomorrow, or should it just be me and Rachel? I understand since you're feeling... Oh, wait, no. We're going... Today's Wednesday? Yeah, you... Just kidding. We are going to go from, like, 5 to 8, so you are not available. But know that it's not that you're not invited, because I'm trying to hide it from you. I actually remember thinking that, like, oh, it's Thursday night, so that's great. That will give me something to do. Songville says she thinks that also might be too set in plans, especially when she's feeling sick. Yeah. Well, I'll be interested to meet this person anyway. It will be good to know, you know, at least one option for a diesel mechanic. Even if I do not end up buying this bus from him, I may, with any bus that I get, I may engage his services in the future anyway. Songville said that she found the scene in the original Speed. They have to jump the bus across a gap in a freeway that's under construction. That's what it feels like to drive around here lately. This is a pretty dangerous elite, if I understand. But he has kind of a cool thing. He moves around the barrens. It's called Tack the Leaper. Every so often you'll see he'll just, like, literally, like, jump from down here to, like, up there. But that does mean that he can just jump down on you, surprise. We probably missed the animation of him doing that. I do see that we are in an ad break. Sorry to anyone who's caught in those right now. Obviously you can't hear me, but I'm going to express my apologies anyway. Funwell, she hates that. I think it's cool, but it is scary. It's true. Funwell says she does not want Tack leaping on her. Well, if you think about it, he's tackling. It's what Tack do. He tackling. I'm gonna pull him back. I just would like him a little bit farther away from Tack the Leaper, I think. Come back here for a minute. Alright, go ahead and go back in. Huzzah! Wolf leveled up. We are doing good on, let's see, feathers 9. I can't remember if we need 3 or 10 for each nest. We need 3 groups. Songval was grumpy about my tackling joke. Welcome back, everyone who was caught in the ads. Thanks for hanging around. I do run the longer chunks so that hopefully when people click, they do not get caught in an ad. But that means those of you who are already here, you're doing me a solid by hanging out through those. By all means, mute the tab while they're on. Although, so like the only place I see ads anymore is Twitch, because I have no ad functionality elsewhere. That works elsewhere, I mean. But I will say what I like watching Twitch ads for is like the pet food ones are usually really sweet and wholesome. Kind of enjoy watching a pet food ad on Twitch. Ooh, are these male? No. Alright. Double greens, no bags, unwearable armor. Life's tough out there. We are looking for buckets of bolts. I'm kind of getting the sense that they don't ever drop, so we will actually have to look for them on the ground and pick them up. But I think by the time we're done with this quest, we 100% will be level 18. Which, you know, at least there'll be that. The thing about vanilla, as long as you're good with just hanging out in Azeroth, honestly, low drop rates and stuff can be kind of a blessing, because then you don't end up without any quests to do, because you have finished everything that isn't orange or red. So I don't per se mind a bad drop rate. Especially on hardcore. I'm just here to chill. Just here to chill and see the scenery. More buckets. There's a bucket down there. Ooh, Chen's empty keg. Got a quest here.
It's too far away.
Pick that up. We'll check it out later when I'm not as potentially concerned about just respawns and being in a fairly mob-dense area. That's brutal. They were at level with that Plane Strider too, so I wonder what happened. They were not an unreasonable level to be fighting those. Didn't get to see what the green was. Did get some milk. I'm gonna drop the cracked beak. I am pretty confident that that is almost certainly worthless. More mail. Got 2 mail pants. I was gonna say I'll send them to the warriors, but they're in leather. No, they're in mail right now, aren't they? Hey, I got us matching pants. We got of the whale, which is useless for the most part for us, and of the bear. So one of us can have good pants, and the other one can have Orcarina homage pants. Songo says maybe they pulled about the person who died to the ornery Plane Strider. Maybe they pulled more things than they intended. That is probably not unlikely, unfortunately. It happens fast. Songo says she likes whales. Would you like the whale pants, friend? Songo says that she will take the whale pants on our warrior duo. Alright. Whale pants for you. I'm pushing the wrong button. It's refreshing. But it's not DPSing. Alright. Back in game. I saw that my stuff was starting to misbehave, so I went ahead and refreshed my tabs that I monitor the stream on. Now we're good to go. Somebody is up there fighting. I feel like the only reason to go up here is if you're on a quest that's past the one that I'm on. So I'm hoping that means they will not mind if I just grab some of these other ones. Have some nugget slugs. Let's see if they go. They're not doing anything, so we'll go ahead and just clear, because I do see at least one bucket up here. So I'm very interested. Getting over here to grab that. Oh, it's a barrel of milk. Okay, well that's not the bucket that I thought, but admittedly I do need water, so I'll take that too, I guess. Hoppers. The bucket? Yeah! Woohoo! We are at 8 of 15 right now. Bungo said she had an issue with the stream being weird a minute ago also. By all means, refresh that stream. Mail. Mail, 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 please. I need things that I can wear. Whoa. Oh, I thought this was like a really big character over here, but they're close to the camera, up above me. Got someone stealthed here. How we doing over there? Is this fight going okay for you? Looks like it is. Well, we'll head down. Did you see a tool bucket over here has respawned? Where was that? I just saw it activate my cursor. There it is. We need 4 more slugs. Probably this one and 1 more, I imagine. One more, but we'll head kind of the direction of this quest turn in. We are ending up with a lot of milk. Should be set on mana here for a little bit. Interesting how these guys don't have any bolts on them ever. I wonder how much work they actually do. You know, probably not much. We got any bolt buckets here? I don't think so. I was gonna head out, but I'm like really not seeing any. Is there any underwater? Did they ever drop them? No? Hoping, is this one? No. Well, let's still go investigate that area. I feel like there probably should be one in there somewhere. Songo says, the fact that there's nothing in the water is unrealistic. People would be dropping stuff in there all the time. I agree. Kind of ridiculous. Ooh, healing potion, very helpful. Wool cloth. I want to make sure we're making room for that. As we will be... We need to be able to We need to move on to more useful bandages as soon as possible. There's our last bucket right there. Alright. Not getting too aggressive with the pole. There might be a second one right there, but I'm not sure. It looks like no. We are okay. Oh, this is the one I thought I saw. Okay. My wolf is somewhere fighting something, so that's exciting. Wolfie, what are you fighting? What are you fighting? A normal dude? Okay. Songo says, is that an ordinary mob next to the bucket? Okay, for some reason the silhouette said elite. Said named elite to you for a minute. Didn't I have a runner? Oh yeah, that's what it was. The runner came over here and pulled another one. But now we've got it, and we can go turn this in. And I don't think turning this in will bring us to 218. But if we go do these south of Ratchet, I think it's south of Ratchet, is where it's definitely Stolen Silver south of Ratchet. That should push us over the edge. We are at 3 hours and 17 minutes. Part of me's like, might wrap and move on with my day. But the rest of me is like, I don't know if I should wrap. I honestly think probably what I will do is get really invested in this Van Schooly conversion thing. And I don't know if I want to spend another day, like, just thinking about that, rather than doing things I already have. Songville says that her brain has just posited that Tak the elite jumper is an eleep. That's true. You are right.
Inventory is full.
No. I want to be able to loot the thin Kodo leather. This medium leather? Neat. I think that's the first medium leather I have seen on this character now. Songville says, is my pet set too aggressive? It doesn't look like it, but why did he attack the Kodo? I told him to attack the Kodo. Because if I get some more, I think I need 2 more pieces after this, then I can make a bag for the Kodo leather. It's like a really inefficient way to get a bag, but it is an option, so I figured since we're having this many problems getting bags, if I see Kodos, I think we should kill them. Well, okay, so we lose stats, but these are better stats for us. We're gonna switch. However, I can't skin it because there's drops that I can't clear off. Person dying? Oh, they're in trouble. Let's go help them. We have done it. Saved them. Unfortunately we can't clear the loot off this Kodo sufficient to take what we want off them. I can drop this. I'm gonna equip this belt. The stats are better than what I have for me. I'd have to drop 2 things to potentially get the skin. Guess I'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna stop having mana to drink again, or water to drink for mana for a second. Longer than a second, probably. Well, that was pointless. It dropped light leather. Songvale was giving me tips on what to trash and what to keep. I think we basically did what she suggested. But yeah, unfortunately the skinning just gave me light leather, it didn't give me the Kodo leather. Pongo said, no, I cleared 2 slots and kept both things. Dude. Oh! You're right, I could have fed the Kodo meat to him. Noob. Mods, someone's being mean to me in my chat. I can't remember the last time somebody called me a noob. This is nostalgic and charming. Thank you for hanging out here. Calling me a noob. He also sends a heart emoji. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little bit tired.
Interesting.
I'm just trying to ask myself, like, what will I do with my time if I stop playing WoW on stream?
If you ever need anything.
Oh my gosh. Take it to Ogremar. Okay. I'm gonna pause for just a second. My aunt is in a conversation with somebody giving away a Linux laptop and has questions for me. So give me just a second. I do see your thing that we could play the orcs. I feel like I need to like stand up for a little bit maybe, but I'll be right back. So maybe I'll put on my be right back thing for just a second here. Streamer will be right back, folks. Alright, I am back. Is there any coffee left in my cup? Oh my gosh, there is. Now granted, there's no milk in this coffee, but there's some sugar, so that's nice. I guess I could pick up my stuff and go... I don't know if I explained on stream yet. I can't remember what I've said out loud or not. But somebody by my aunt was giving away a quite old laptop that runs Linux, and nobody was interested in it. So I had my aunt grab it, and, you know, if I'm still doing my teaching job next year and we want to do coding stuff, I'll just bring my own devices. Songo says, but we could play orcs too, and she also needs a break to stand up. I need to turn off my We Will Return. Maybe. Do you feel like, playing the orcs? Are you interested in that right now? I don't understand really why, like, these, ammunition things never seem to take from one stack. Songo says she's not too sure what she feels like, except that she wants to do something unpassive for a bit, but she is enjoying stream. Okay. Well, she was thinking playing hardcore would split the difference. You mean, like, it's something that is not passive, but also greatly resembles the stream? Understandable. Songvale says, yep, that's what she meant. Alright, well, I guess let me turn in this quest. And then, if I am not agonizingly close to 18, I'll probably call the stream there for today. Or at least for right now. Songwell says, am I enjoying stream? I am. I can just tell, like, I'm feeling fatigued. And, I want to have more stuff to say when I'm streaming. So I don't know, I think I'm getting antsy. And a little bit fatigued and not quite sure, like, what to talk about. But it might just be that, like, I actually have been pretty focused on stream, and I've been sitting, except for, like, at one point when I grabbed this food, like, 2 hours ago, more than 2 hours ago. So it might just be that I need to, like, stand up for a little bit. Photo leather, no. Okay. Well, at some point we'll get to make a bag, maybe. I think maybe I'm just, like, a little bit ready to change gears, which admittedly, like, playing more World of Warcraft won't be. But, like, working on something else, obviously I'm excited about this, band thing again. Part of me wants to be, like, into doing, like, my C# course again. But I do feel tired, so I'm not sure how successful in that I would be. But probably it's just to stand up, have some water. Go from there. I am very surprised to actually look up and realize that it's 2. But I guess that's what happens when you start streaming at like 10:45 and you've been streaming for 3.5 hours. Have you taken your medicine? I don't remember if you said yes. Longwell says, no. Well, then I'm glad I thought of it. I will not play WoW with you until the medicine is taken. Longwell says she will do it at the end of stream when it's time to stand up. Well, I don't like that answer. Right now you're cozy and you have no liquid. Well, I can tell you that you can become cozy again later. And that you can be the answer to your problem. We'll be right back, folks. Songvale's gonna go get her medicine. I'm not being mean. I'm being constructive to your overall condition. Songwell says there's no reason to stand up now when she has to stand up in 10 minutes. There is. You haven't taken your medicine, which you should have taken 4 hours ago. So, that's what's going on. Songwell says she is very irritated. I understand, but it will help you feel better overall if you are doing what you need to do. Please. We are continuing on. We tried to help Songvale. Alas. Alas, alas. You think if you blocked off part of a bus and like used the emergency door, you could trailer a horse in a bus? Songwell says it depends on how much the bus cares about weight distribution. Well, I guess if the back part of the bus was horse, then like the middle part of the bus would have your kitchen and your bed and all of that. I guess it might just like require you to have a heavy oven. But at the same time, like, at work, you know, kids prefer to sit in the back of the bus. And so there'll be 1,000 pounds in the back of the bus and almost nothing in the rest of the bus. Actually, it occurs to me the bus that I'm looking at does not have a rear door. So you could not trailer a horse in it. Probably. Songo says it's weird to remind herself how few it takes to equal 1,000 pounds. Yeah, like, I was talking to, the person who I maybe will buy a bus from, and he said that he added the trailer hitch, and I was like, how much do you think it would be able to tow? You know, and he'd say, well, he said about, you know, around 8,000 pounds, and to be aware of the fact that the capacity of the engine, if you are converting it to an RV, generally speaking, you're nowhere going to touch the weight capacity of one of these buses, because it's meant to seat, you know, 30 plus people who are American adults. So they're thinking 150 to 300 pounds a person. You actually could put quite a lot of weight in a bus, as long as it's well balanced over the tires. It's meant to carry a lot of weight. A lot of weight. Another person going down to the South Shore Guard in Hillsbridge. Pongo says, yeah, honestly, it's quite impressive. Yeah. You know, maybe you'll like the giant bus. Like, maybe it can have giant airplane energy to you. Even if we don't go off a highway to take out an aggressive plane or declare construction. Pongo got that LOL. You think I'm funny? You think I'm funny? I am funny. I am funny. Where... Oh, I can probably learn the thing. I'm gonna learn now. I think I need 4 of these, but I gotta learn the recipe to make the bag. I think I need 4 of these. And I only have 2, maybe? Possibly 3. Definitely not 4. Alright, what do we got for Kita? We got 2 pairs of pants. We got... I think that might be it, actually. Oops. Of course, these are keybinds, so I'm just typing more letters in the character field. I think that's what I got for right now for her. Oh, and this mail belt. I can do that too. Okay, we'll send these over. Thank you, Songvale, reminding me for the belt.
Makra!
Yeah, so we now only have 2 Kodo leather. Long way to go yet on that front. We'll sell these 3 things. We need to get to 80 in linen to be able to use the wool, or to convert over to wool. We're at 75, so very slowly now, hopefully. Well, hopefully not very slowly, but we are going to get to wool here eventually.
Farewell! It's too far away.
I'm gonna send these to Kita too, and we can split them between us. Should I make leather armor kits for us? You think that would be good? Okay. I'll grab the supplies I need for that real quick too. What do you figure? We need 8 of them. Well, I'll make 7 and then I'll just have to make another one here. This way, we can bless whatever we currently have, such that a replacement quickly is offered to us shortly thereafter. My brain is just playing that thing I was saying. She got that swoosh. Like over and over and over in my head right now. She got that swoosh. She got that swoosh. She got that swoosh. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. She got that swoosh. Togwell says she do got that swoosh. She got that swoosh. She got that swoosh. She got a swoosh. Swoosh, swoosh.
What are you looking for?
Great. All this stuff for sale.
For the horde.
In a good spot. And... oh, I was gonna turn it. I was like, why are we here? The answer is to turn in this quest. Nog's machine shop. Alright, we're gonna grab ammunition just because we're here.
Goodbye.
We're gonna be so close to 18. I don't know, like, I'm kind of in the zone. I just feel tired. I feel like it's weird because something about streaming WoW, like maybe I'm thinking about things differently. I just feel a tiredness almost like in my eyes. That I feel like I don't have that kind of fatigue when I get into WoW and then play for a long period of time. But admittedly, streaming seems to like cause me to stay into WoW, or like I have to stay into WoW. I can't alt tab when like it's not usually as dependable as once a week that I would play this long. So it might be that like I'm becoming fatigued because I am forcing my focus. She got that swoosh. She got that swoosh. gonna go back to the bus for a second. I think the most frustrating thing about the size of the bus is that, like, we won't know until we try it if it's possible at your place.
Time is money, friend. Have a good one.
Like, what am I doing here? I am really, like, not able to keep my train of thought. Songwell says, yeah. Do you think people would be bothered by it if we could get it to, like, park in that kind of field area next to the treehouse?
Keep it real. Have a good one.
Okay, we can fix the Samoflans, but we need the user manual first. Boulder load mine. Okay. I thought there was 2 quests where we got the Cat's Eye Emerald, and indeed there is. I just got the second one. You can tell that, like, I don't think the game is trying to waste your time with, like, sending you back to the same destinations. It's more that it's just a world, and, like, you go to buy groceries at the same store, like, every few days. And that's not, like, failing to optimize whatever. Like, you don't just get to go to one Walmart and then never go there again. And I think that's part of the old MMO design, too. That it's, like, it's just a world, and they give you tasks to do in it. You're not supposed to, like, visit a place and then never go back. Songville says, imagine if we measure it and then it turns out like the China cabinet. Which part of the China cabinet, Saga? Songville says, I have no idea how much Mom would care about using the meadow as parking. It would have to be mowed first, and she means actually need to, or it will burn down my bus. Admittedly, I was like, why would that be the case? But you're right, because when it gets really dry, when I start the bus, it could start on fire. But, you know, your mom loves using the lawnmower. Songville says, it may not, given that you've had recent rain, it's not brown yet, but she wouldn't try it. The part where we measured it, and then it was way bigger than that. Like, I have photographs of it. I don't know. I don't understand. Songville says, take out one of the last bastions of the daisies. Unknown friend. Unknown. Alright, I keep thinking I'm done, and then I'm like, well, what am I gonna do anyway? I almost want to continue. But I guess if me and you decide to take like a 10-15 minute break and then come back before 3 and play some orcs, that could be a good plan. Are you ready for that? We'll be in-game back on the other characters before 3. Alright, Songbo says, yeah, let's do that. Alright, well, that's where we're going to call it here today. Next time I play, I will just get an early win. I thank everyone for hanging out with me this morning. And I will see everybody back here again tomorrow for some Genshin Impact. I don't know what Friday's going to be. But we'll see. Catch you later, and thanks for hanging out. You're welcome, Songville. Goodbye, everybody.